It's quite exciting with a bunch of different stakeholders where we are trying to build capacity to address ecosystem related management issues so as to promote sustainable fisheries to benefit local communities who have been so tightly connected to these ecosystems.
Nature rule, the rule of nature. If you love the sea, like I love the sea, I wouldn't destroy the sea because that's where I get my daily bread from.
It's a changing dynamic sort of situation. Nothing remains static, and that is especially the case for the fisheries sector, where we have climate issues to deal with, we have issues with social crises, we have issues with regards to economic crises, we have pandemics, we have all sorts of structures like this to deal with. And as such, we need to have our staff up to date and trained to be able to address a lot of the situations as they arise.
As we know, climate financing is the big thing, big buzzwords ever since the Paris Agreement in 2015. But we've noticed that the small island states have had some barriers with accessing the finance, lack of technical capacity, lack of data, and just sometimes political will.
My opinion is that primarily I feel that women, given the crucial roles, the critical roles they play at all levels in the fisheries sector, deserve a bit more recognition.
We have to listen, and we have to listen attentively if we genuinely to ensure that we can capture the concerns, the perspectives of these community members who are the custodians of these resources, and we can translate that into activities and programs to build part of the plan.
It is a bit extensive, the work required to develop these project applications, but once you have those connections and the buy-in, the will, it makes things a lot easier.
If we can more come together to create the balance, we wouldn't have the problem we have today and trying to fix the problem that we created. So we just have to go back to the drawing board and try to figure out better techniques.
I feel that adaptation or adaptation measures when it comes to post events of climate change needs to be taken on a smaller scale into rural communities.
We cannot develop a plan without having the full participation and active participation of stakeholders.
It doesn't just happen out of the dark. You know, we talk to our staff, we have good collaboration, we find out where people have various areas of interest, right, and we aim towards some of those things where it aligns with meeting our respective goals. So that's essentially how we do some of that sort of capacity building work.
So some ways in which we could overcome this is, one, ensuring that you have a clear vision, a clear directive as to what you want to see from your project, and ensuring that you have the data to support that vision objective that you've come up with.
The message is to all fishermen around, and which EMF is trying to imply to us, which is nice, giving us more methods, ways of dealing with our problem and helping us enhance the ecosystem, because climate change is real, it's changing, and we are the one causing that.
Ensure that stakeholders, they understand what is at stake for them. And I think once that is understood and communicated effectively, I think it can assist in having some sort of sustainable engagement at the community level.
And for the fishermen, sometimes it's kind of hard, but with the EMF program, we would like to make them understand that sometimes the knowledge that we get is not always getting the knowledge, but it's what we do with the knowledge, you know?
That we need to have people who are strong, people who are aware, people who are empathic to the situation, and people who have strong linkages within the communities who reside on the coast. And you might say that every community in Dominica is a coastal community, and that's because it's a very small island. And that's part and parcel of what builds up and forms our culture in Dominica. Being resilient people, being strong people, being friendly people, as we are told, you know. So this is critical and a strong component of our self and our identity at the Fisheries Division.
I mean, I know the system is hard, but you have to make a choice. I know the choice is hard, but that is a choice that has to be made.